your channel tank and tag on the stone?
No.
Okay.
I'll work on that later.
Yeah, probably. I mean, probably not very useful.
Attends, je suis en line où Non, attends. Oui, mais attends. Attends! Hey! Ils ont quoi dans les oreilles là? Est-ce que vous m'entendez? Ah ouais, la vache. Non, moins 60. Est-ce que vous m'entendez? Allô? Allô? Alors, mesdames et messieurs, après des galères infernales, et on ne sait pas pourquoi on n'a pas de son dans le retour casque, on va essayer de trouver une solution. Ah oui, je sais pourquoi. Ah, attendez, vous voilà. Ok, bon. Alors. John. What do you prefer to you? Jay? Ah, pardon. I think it's John. Jay. Okay, Jay. You can speak to the mic. Do you have a song? Yes. Music? Yeah. Ok, alors, mesdames et messieurs, je vous présente, si ça marche, Jay. Ici à l'écran. Yes, it's alright. Désolé mesdames et messieurs pour le retard, un enfer à gérer, l'Athènes voulait tous lancer, bref, de la merdasse. Je vous passe les détails. Maintenant ça marche. Vraiment désolé pour le retard, c'est un enfer, j'ai cru que j'allais mourir.
With the 1.0, we are seeing a lot of leg shots and hand shots, but some pretty interesting adaptations as a result. So we're gonna hopefully get watching some rounds here. We want to pull up a ring, doesn't matter. Just pull up 2. All right, so this one is just getting started. If you don't know, this is going to be pool, I believe, for 6, and that is an accurate ticker. So it looks like there was a little bit of a hand shot there from fighter on the left. Probably going to get, no, fighter on the right. I didn't see what that was about. All right, let's get a handle on this. 1-1, a good distance management game. A little tempted leg cut there. Looked like it went on the inside of the thigh. That's going to be good. And you're seeing a lot of those right now. You have to make sure that when your opponent is throwing these kinds of leg shots, you have a threatening action. A very nice Bacorno over the top. Didn't do a lot for defense, but looks like it might have hurt driving into the shoulder there. But other than that, oh, not a. Okay, no, yes, a double. No points for anybody. Just a little bit of intimidation. Looks like a double hand shot there. Oh, doesn't look like they're counting Red's undercut to the hands on that one. Bit of a defensive game. Blue fighter's going to have to be careful if they want to keep this up. Oh, looks like a leg shot, possible over the top counterattack. Let's see how the judges call it. Not raising a hand telling me what happened. Okay. Oh, okay. They gave it to the shot over the top. Must have thought the leg shot was not quality. Nice thrust into the middle there. Locked out, clean point. That's the strategy I think is going to have the most success in a tournament format like this. Thrusts over the top with good lockouts. One of the easiest ways to get clean points while still deterring leg shots and hand shots. A little bit of offline work here. just so everyone knows, ring outs are a point for the opponent, so you do have to be careful. Ooh, that was a stiff one. Looked like a pretty big double thrust there. Nothing done, just a little bit of pain. Oh, good aggression there. A little tap on the blade and a shot to the hand. Very clean strike from Red here. Pulling this fight back. It's 4-3. Now, the points only go to 5, so Blue only needs one more clean shot. Definitely fishing for those leg shots, looking to get that last clean point and finish this out. Ooh, a big shot over the top, but it looks like Red might have gotten a thrust in there at the same time. Yep, double, nothing done. Ooh, oh, another big thrust to that shoulder. That might be a tender spot by now. I'm not sure if they got the lockout, though. Yeah, it looks like they're going to give him the lockout. So that is going to be 5-3 win for Tom Adrian. Now, looking at this pool, we've had a lot of pretty interesting fights in here so far. I'm just trying to catch up. Let me find that pool here, pulled out. Is that ticker correct? Well, I mean, I might not know what pool we're in right now. Well, either way, started off another one here. Some interesting pressure. You got to watch that end of the ring. Ooh, nice thrust. There. Let me take some time to figure this out. A2 Spila. Oh, this is okay. So this is still Group 2. All right, so we're getting towards the end of this one. A2 Spila, the blue fighter right now, is the top of the pool. So they just took a pretty bad point there. And A2 is going to have to come back if he's going to sweep this pool and get a nice spot in the bracket. Currently, he's fighting Marta, who is 4th in the pool, has only won 1 and lost 3 times. So this might be a pretty big upset if Marta manages to pull this out. Another great hand shot there from Marta. It's up 2-0 against the leader of the pool. A2's fighting a very defensive game. I think they might want to change it up a little bit here. Get a little bit, there you go. Some nice timing, baiting out the retreating step and sniping the leg for a free point. A little bit more offense out of A2, I think, will go a long way here. Some circumstantial contact. I thought it would have been a little bit of a double. I saw an undercut to the hands from Blue and maybe a passive shot over the top from Red, but not a huge amount of commitment from either fencer. I think they're going to rule that a double. Yeah, looks like it. Some more passivity, walking towards the edge of the ring there. Got to be careful. A little feinted thrust, pair riposte. I would say double to the hands, though. Yeah, nothing done. Careful, watch that edge of the ring. Ooh, a hand shot over the top. I didn't quite see that make great contact, but A2 is really going to have to stop going for these hand shots if they want to stay in this fight. Go for some deep thrusts over the top. They've got the timing so far. They've been able to back Marta up and get some gaps, but that looked like a good thrust to the head, but I don't think they saw that one. So another hand shot, 4-1. Oh no, it's over. Oh, that was the last one. Ouch. Well, that is going to be the first loss there for A2 in this pool, and that's going to be a hard one. Either that or everything was backwards. That's also a possibility because I just refreshed and it updated A2 to having 5 wins. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume that this ticker is backwards. Always makes things easy, right? A2 Spila, or maybe the ticker's completely wrong because it just updated OnlyFans here and it says A2 Spila won 3-0 over Thomas Adrian, and that was not the fight that we were just watching. No, 4-1 over, yeah, the ticker was just backwards. All right, we'll deal with this. All right, so we got Bastian and Thomas again. Pretty good action there. Looked like a headshot over the top that maybe got a response cut. Okay, so they're calling the headshot no good there. Thomas and Bastian, Thomas at the bottom of the pool, as long as I'm reading this correctly, and Bastian about halfway up. So far, Bastion has 1 win and 3 losses. Thomas has 0 wins and 4 losses. So this will be a pretty close match. They get to have a little fun rather than getting beat up by Etu at the top of the pool, who I suppose was the very tall white jacketed fencer on the right that we watched earlier. Double, nothing done. There's going to be a lot of that. In a one-point-all format where there's not the ability to hit a deep target and have your opponent hit a shallow target and get some points, there's going to be a lot more doubles where nothing happens, and that has to be a part of your strategy. You have to be able to know when you have a lead and when you can start to double, and when your opponent is giving you that kind of aggression, you have to know when to respond, either with a nice parry or post or with some aggression of your own to make sure that whatever attacks they're throwing can be canceled out in that way. Like I said earlier, we're going to be seeing a lot of leg shots and, shots underneath to the hands. And the simple reality is if you try to parry those, you're probably not going to be able to. And then any attack that you throw after that is going to be out of tempo. So you want to be very, very careful in those situations. You have to be able to look at what your opponent is showing you and tell whether or not they're going to go for something low priority, a low cut to the hands or a cut to the leg, and not parry and instead attack over the top, take the double, and make sure, like with those one-handed cuts to the leg, make sure that you are always presenting a threat to whatever target you can to make sure that they cannot get those 3 shots. So perfect example there. Red here throws a little undercut to the hands while retreating, trying to get that sneaky hand shot and get out of range. And it looks like Blues was considered out of time, which means that you have to be really aggressive. You have to really come forward with those big shots. Otherwise, you're going to get hit in the hands. You're not going to get your response. Parry or post there from Blue. Pretty clean. A little small in the pocket, but that's okay because it was still more than enough of a deflection to get Thomas's blade out of measure. So Thomas 1 point away from victory here. Just needs to seal it off. Probably going to see another couple attempts at those leg shots, especially since Bastion is not really coming forward with a lot of aggression. Threatening to the hands for sure, but not willing to open the guard lest they get sniped in the hands. Looked like an attempted thrust over the top. I wasn't sure if it landed with much bend. Looks like they're either calling it a double or nothing done. We got a low guard from Thomas here. You're going to watch that thrust up into the chest or an attempted leg shot or a cut underneath the hands. Oh, a one-handed thrust to the waistline. Are they going to call it? Not my side on the camera here. Nope, they did not call that. All right. Still 1 point away for Thomas. Bastion needs to get back in this game with something of his own. Probing leg shot. Seeing what the response is. Are they going to call that thrust? Looked like it maybe dug into the arm a little bit. Yeah. All right. Well, that is going to be a win for Thomas. We want to switch over to pool whatever that is. 3? Pool 3? Yeah, let's get over to pool 3 here. All right. Right over here, and I can now tell you 100% this ticker is backwards. That is Chandler Brown on the left in blue and Damien in red with the red Gambison on the right. But this should be a pretty good fight. Chandler, I believe right now is topping. Yeah, I've talked about that. It is definitely reversed, but that's okay. All right, so Chandler right now is topping the pool, so this is an important fight. But he has lost once already today, so if he wants to get back into sweeping this pool, he's going to have to come back. I guess he might be having a little bit of trouble adapting to the rule set. All right, looks like a double one-handed cut, one to the arm, one to the leg, nothing done. Just trying to look up some of Chandler's previous fights here. Ooh, a nice parry or post left Zverik. It looked pretty clean to me. I didn't think Reds. Just remember the ticker is reversed here. Damien's initial, ooh, 1 point. Okay, so they thought that initial was good and the parry or post was out of time. And yeah, that's the risk you take with parrying in a rule set like this. If you are still in the process of parrying when your opponent lands or is considered to have landed by the judges, you will be out of time every single time. So we got a good distance game. Chandler threatening the top line. Looked like a good shield how down the middle towards the head there, but looks like it might have been a double, so nothing done. Chandler's got to get a clean hit. Nice threaten. Okay, yeah. So it looks like the leg shot was considered valid, and the follow-up was obviously parried, but it didn't matter. So that seems to be the game that's working so far. A little undercut to the hands, a little cut over the top of the hands. All right. They were giving that one to Damien, saying that the cut underneath to the hands was no good. A little thrust to the face there. Looks like it had good opposition. I think it's double reversed, because I believe that Chandler is up 3-1 right now. So you have to kind of reverse the ticker, but the score is allocated to the right side of the person. So it is 3-1 Chandler right now, if that's at all clear. I'm still trying to figure it out a little bit myself. Very nice baited leg shot, parried a post to the arms. That's going to be 4-1. And I guess we don't go to 5? We go to 5? All right. Well, that is going to be a win for Chandler there, and as clear as I can make this. And that is going to put Chandler up to 3 wins, but there is still someone in that pool who has not lost yet, and that is, I'm not even going to try that first name, Komar, the last name. The Polish fencer who is right now has 4 wins and is having a little bit of an upset day. They are clearly overperforming, given that Chandler was the top of the pool ratings-wise. And it looks like we're going to get to see them fence here in a second. And just so we're 100% clear, that should be Komar on the left in the red gambeson, but on the blue side of the ring and with the left side ticker of the score. So if you just in your mind, take Komar's name and just put it over on the left side of the ticker. And then the scores will line up. Don't look at the colors on the floor. They're wrong. Don't look at the colors on the ticker. They might be wrong. I don't know. Just trust me. We'll get through this. Just waiting for Komar's opponent here. Where'd he go? Is he hurt? Is he missing? Is he in the bathroom? There he is. All right. Victor, the local town hero, I believe. Maybe, at least from France. All right, let's get this fight started. You have a, no? Right leg forward from both fencers? Or is that a left leg forward from... Oh, okay, well, we just changed up the names again, so perhaps the other opponent was not there, but we'll just go with this. I have no idea if these people are correct or not, but we'll watch the fight anyway. Some one-handed attempts there. Baited attack. Are they going to rule that left side? Yes. Okay, so that's going to be a double. So a very light thrust from blue. A very good one from red. Big hit straight to the arms from red there. And then a follow-up cut, which they are calling out of time for blue. So that's going to be 1 point red here. One-handed cut down the middle. Definitely hit the arms or at least the shoulder, but I believe they called that a double for the Zorn in opposition from blue there. Seeing a lot of one-handed cuts here, and I can definitely understand why. The incentive to parry is very low when any amount of contact on an attempted thrust or an attempted cut is going to basically get through and get you some points. Ooh, a nice feint. Looks like blue there was looking for some kind of opposition in a Mutirin, but didn't get it. Just got stabbed underneath by Jan. Or Jan? Probably Jan. All right, cut to the leg, thrust to the body. See if they're going to call that one. Nothing done. A little bit of a double. And being very decisive in his cuts. Whenever he throws an attack, whatever it is what is happening. Yes, big Zornort. I don't know if they quite got the zone out on that one. So it did look like Victor here in the blue managed to land that arm shot as Jan was trying to Zorn that blade out of measure and then responded with the thrust to the face. Technically speaking, you could call that out of tempo since the first half of this was technically a parry, but it looks like they gave them the double, nothing done, no points for anybody. Similar sort of setup here. Victor's going for those hand shots. Jan is trying to Zorn them off into his left side and follow up with a thrust. Luckily, Jan is getting the better part of the calls here on the doubles. meaning that despite the fact that his first half is a parry, he is not being called out of time. So Jan perfectly happy to take these doubles, of course, because he is up on a point. It is Victor's fight to adapt to at this point. Victor has to find a way to get